Welcome back to the 628 Dirt Rooster channel, where hobby beekeeping is a way of life.
You can sit down here and watch it.
No, I'm finna just put that up wrong. Put my food out. Man, I almost got popped by one.
What was you doing?
I was sitting in here and I kept hearing, like, what the hell is that, a fly? I thought it was a fly because I killed one over here and I didn't open the blinds up. I just spat it. And then when I got the note on the door, I was like, bees. I don't see no bees. So you keep hearing, one came out on the curtains, and I got my little spray I had sitting on the floor. I just sprayed it. It didn't do nothing to it. It made it weak enough for me to pop it. So.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that's about it.
Kick a man while he's down. What's up, Odell?
How you doing, Randy?
You ready to dive in?
Oh yeah.
Located a hive we're about to remove. You might be able to see where the ceiling's got a little sag in it. Looks like maybe there's some water damage before, or maybe another hive before. It's been touched up before. Under this overhang, one of these old apartments built in the mid to late 70s.
I've been stung as an adult and I didn't react. So.
The hospital's right down the road. We can find out if you want to.
No. I see he is ready. He's smart.
Yeah, they ain't
Well,
going.
you see how dirty his suit is. It tells you it ain't his first rodeo.
Oh yeah. I've done a few removals.
I ain't
Just
gonna.
be glad they're honeybees and not like yellow jackets or something.
If you'll leave a little container or something, if we get anything out of it, I'll leave something for you.
Huh? Are you serious?
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
A little Tupperware thing or something.
All right.
And he's hooked us up before and gave us some, man. And I put it in the refrigerator and let it sit for a couple weeks and firm up in that wax, and just cut it in pieces.
Right now we're marking joists for where our cut's gonna go. Gotta keep it clean. Try to put that same piece back because of that sag. Odell, my brother, with them shakes you got going on, we didn't even need power on that saw. You could have just held the blade.
It'll go away. It always does.
What do you do?
I said he didn't even need power on it. The saw the way he's shaking, he could have just held the blade.
Yeah, just shook it like that.
Hang on just a sec. What?
There you are.
Okay. Boy, it's on 12-inch centers, and it's got a bird nest in
Yeah,
it.
and a bird nest.
All right.
A beehive and a bird. You can't even tell me that ain't gonna be a good title, The Birds and the Bees. This is gonna be the Birds and the Bees video. Good solid bunch of bees in here, which is not gonna be fun, I can tell you right now, because we got, what, 16 inches at least going back in there that we gotta reach up over the top of this wall. So good thing we got a work platform and a ladder, because we might need the extra height to get the arm up in there. There's our bird nest. There was water damage up in here. That's what made the sag, plus the animals, and put that back up in there. Don't want to disturb the bird. Here's our block we could see. When we shot the flare on it, you can see the heat signature ended right here in the ceiling. I assumed the hive came all the way back here because it did show heat this far back. Thank God, no though, right there. See, there's a lot of bees in here because what I'll do is go across the combs one time, come back for a second pass. By the time I'm back for a second pass, I cover it up again. On a normal little small hive, you'd still have bare combs showing once you made one pass. Not on this one, these suckers are covering it right back up. This is about my 4th time to go across them. And I'm using the upgraded. This is the new upgrade on the everything BVAC. You hear how the motor's running smooth. The other one kind of pulses and surges. It's ring, 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 until you get it at full speed. But this one's smooth all the way through the throat. It's gonna be a hard reach to get all this, and the only other way to get it is through the soffit. We ain't pulling the soffit. This is 2 stories up. That soffit would be where it is on this building. It's a lot easier to work on a ladder and a work platform than on 2 stories up on a ladder trying to hang on to all your tools while you're backing bees and pulling comb and sawing, nailing, screwing, whatever you gotta do. So inside's the best route. Kind of a rainy day. That breeze sure feels good. We got a few clustering up on this soffit. Just waiting to see if they're gonna go inside so we can vac them real quick. We're done with it though. Hive's out. We took a little half-hour, 40-minute break, freshened up a little bit, got on a dry shirt, and the hive is out. There's only a few bees left up in there, but there's probably 100 in the window, probably 100 on the outside of the wall. They may be just foragers coming back, but I feel like they may be running into the next joist space. So rather than cutting more ceiling, I'm gonna drill through that joist and scope it, see what we're looking at. I already know for a fact they're not in here, but they're coming from there. So they may be clustered in that joist space. If they are, then we're gonna have to cut more ceiling. But I can't leave and not know. That was a 3-hour job, roughly. I think we got everything.
Oh yeah, we got everything.
Ain't nothing on that wall, and ain't nothing left inside either.
We got all of them.
Yeah, put the ceiling back, and we headed out. We'll get something to eat. Appreciate y'all watching. Until next time. For those of you who do cutouts, I'm gonna share with you a trick I learned on this job, and it has to do with steering bees. So when you're doing cutouts, a lot of times you've disturbed the colony enough that they'll take a couple thousand, 3,000 or 4,000 sometimes, and run into spaces where you just can't get between brick veneer and sheathing or extra joist spaces or something. You just got to wait them out. You just go take a lunch and come back, and most of the time they're all back out. But sometimes, especially rainy days, things like that, they'll stick a little longer. But on this job, I had that everything bee vac sitting on that work platform directly below that hole we had cut in the ceiling. And we got them back in fairly fast because of the vacuum. And I didn't think about it when I was doing it, but I set the vacuum right under the hole. And we took a short break, and probably 15 minutes, I'd say, at one point. Most of the bees were back in. I had left the vac running directly under that hole, so the exhaust from the vac was blowing up into that hole, so that the smell of the colony, which is now in the vac bucket, was blowing up into that space. And so all the bees, there was a pretty good amount clustered on the outside prior to that, as well as I think some in an adjacent joist space. But they all came back over into where we needed them to be to get to them to vacuum them fairly quickly, quicker than I expected. And so a little trick that I use occasionally is just blow exhaust from the bee vac up into a hole I'm working to draw bees out. Hope that helps.